Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today we have some really cool updates. Now there's a lot happening in the crypto industry. Now I am going to start with our beloved Kaspa. Kaspa is the coin or the cryptocurrency that we all love in this channel, and I am going to give you an update concerning about Kaspa, and this starts with the Crescendo Hard Fork. We have seen the Crescendo testnet 10 go live, and this update is going to be discussed in this video. We also have updates from Donald Trump and David Sachs about the Bitcoin strategic reserve and digital asset stockpile. Now stick around until the end of this video to know exactly what this means for crypto and this means for Kaspa. Now before we go ahead, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We need to spread the word about Kaspa as much as we can, and we can only do that by liking this video and letting me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now let's get started. Starting with Kaspa. This is the official X account of Kaspa, and the announcement goes by Crescendo testnet 10 is live. Remember, I talked about this in the previous video when the Kaspa community was trying to vote whether to implement this on March 6 or March 8. Then people decided to vote and chose March 6, which was yesterday. And this was exactly done according to the plan. The Crescendo testnet 10 is live. This stage is huge step forward for Kaspa. Here's why it matters. Kaspa continues to prove it can scale. Crescendo 10x's the block speed from 1 to 10 blocks per second. More transactions, faster transactions, smoother experience, and ready for further developments with smart contracts, new applications, and enterprise market integrations. This is the final test before launching on mainnet. Running nodes and testing now helps catch bugs, optimize performance, and ensure stability before the big upgrade. Now what is next? Main hard fork version and then final deployment in April or May. So after this Crescendo testnet 10, this was the final testnet. So after this, we're going to see the main hard fork version. And after the main hard fork version, we are going to see final deployment in April next month or early May. So the Crescendo hard fork 10 blocks per second deployment is actually around the corner. It is going to happen just soon. But this testnet 10 was released so that people can catch bugs. If there's anything that needs optimization, can be done before going live on mainnet. So this is such a big update for the Kaspa community because it has come in a perfect time when everyone is so caught up in the middle of digital asset stockpile and everything. Kaspa is building. Now look at in the space, look at in the whole crypto industry space, every CEO right now is trying to get his token or his coin into the digital asset stockpile. But what Kaspa founders and Kaspa developers are doing, they are actually working on Kaspa. There's no time to just go around and start pitching about Kaspa. Everyone is currently working on 10 blocks per second, and not only 10 blocks per second, because we can see a tweet from Jonathan Sompoliski. This is a tweet from Jonathan Sompoliski appreciating what Michael Satan has done. Michael Satan and other people who were responsible for this 10 blocks per second. We have code of staff, we have Etherium, we have Max, we have Ori, Newman. I believe there's a lot of people that worked on this 10 blocks per second, and they need appreciation because it is one of the biggest steps in Kaspa. And he was replying on a tweet from Michael Satan. Michael Satan said, "Wow, what a day." Then Jonathan Sopoliski replied, said, "Kudos to you and code of staff and to the rest of the Kaspa builders, Etherium, Max, Ori, Newman. The architecture of high-speed leaderless consensus requires such brainwork and mastery of intricacies that once you, Michael Satan, push this piece of art to mainnet, I will consider Ghoststack your creation more than it's mine or Aviv's. You contributed an overwhelming dose of epigenetics to the actual realized protocol or baby. Kaspa is still a baby. There is more to do than to celebrate, and this feels like a real testnet. Now let me tell you something. The fact that with 10 blocks per second, with 10 blocks per second. Jonathan Sompolinsky and the Kaspa development team still consider Kaspa as just a baby. This tells you that there is more room for innovation. There is more room for people to create and develop more groundbreaking developments. Now, this tweet is one that surprised most of the community. Michael Sutton replied and said, "I'm willing to admit that this was a remarkable engineering achievement, but I'll leave Ghost Dark to you and take Dark Knight." We know that Jonathan Sompolinsky is currently working on Dark Knight, which is going to be it's something that has never been even thought of in the crypto industry. So he is currently working on Dark Knight, and Michael Sutton saying that I'm willing to admit this was a remarkable engineering achievement, but I'll leave Ghost Dark to you and take Dark Knight. Then the interesting tweet was from Jonathan Sompolinsky again, said, "You can take both. I am working on the third one." So Jonathan Sompolinsky, we thought that he was working on Dark Knight only, but he is working on the third one. There's more upgrades that are going to be implemented on Kaspa. So this is actually interesting because there is no time to rest for Kaspa. It is always upgrading, always improving, always making it superior. That's why I think when I say that Kaspa is going to really surprise a lot of people, people think that we are delusional, but it is not actually the case. Kaspa is going to surprise a lot of people. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. The Crescendo testnet 10 is live, and anything that is going to be identified, the bugs and everything are going to be optimized and fixed before we go to the main net. After the main net, the final deployment will be done by April or May. You can always check on the official accounts of Kaspa and to get more updates. So after that, let's get to this tweet here. We have this tweet from Sintra Kaspa. It says, "This man deserves a Nobel Prize in computer science." And here is the picture of Michael Sutton. I think this is actually true because what this guy has achieved is really groundbreaking. We need to recognize Michael Sutton as one of the important people in the core development team. We have Michael Sutton, we have Jonathan Sompolinsky, we have other people like Code Staff and the team around them. You also have Shai, who is the core developer. So these people really deserve a lot of appreciation. So shout out and congrats to the team, all of the Kaspa development team, for the groundbreaking technology. So we have an update from David Sachs, who is the AI and crypto Caesar, and he said just a few minutes ago, President Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the federal government that was forfeited as part of criminal or civil asset forfeiture proceedings. This means it will not cost taxpayers a dime. It is estimated that the US government owns about 200,000 Bitcoin. However, there has never been a complete audit. The executive order directs a full accounting of the federal government's digital asset holdings. The US will not sell any Bitcoin deposited into the reserve. It will be kept as a store of value. The reserve is like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency often called digital gold. Premature sales of Bitcoin has already cost US taxpayers over 17 billion in lost value. Now the federal government will have a strategy to maximize the value of its holdings. The secretaries of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop a budget-neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin, provided those strategies have no incremental cost on American taxpayers. In addition, the executive order establishes a US digital asset stockpile consisting of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal or civil proceedings. The government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings. The purpose of the stockpile is responsible stewardship of the government's digital assets under the Treasury Department. Promises made, promises kept. President Donald Trump promised to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. Those promises have been kept. This executive order underscores President Trump's commitment to making the US the crypto capital of the world. I want to thank the president for his leadership and vision in supporting this cutting-edge technology and for his rapid execution in supporting a digital asset industry. His administration is truly moving at take speed. I also want to thank the President Working Group on Digital Asset Markets, especially Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, for their help and support in getting this done. Finally, Bo Hines played a critical role as executive director of our working group. Now, this is an official announcement from the official X account of David Sachs, who is responsible for crypto and AI. And on the comment section, we have Michael Saylor saying that I have a few budget neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin. Then here comes one of the most Bitcoin maxis saying, this is perfect. So the crypto community, especially the Bitcoin community, are happy about this Bitcoin reserve. Now, this is a huge win for Bitcoin. This is a huge win for crypto because now you have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, something that most people were dreaming about. And finally, here it comes, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, what does this mean? Having a Bitcoin strategic reserve and having a digital asset stockpile. Now, you have to notice one thing, the way this thing is going to be done. A statement that confirms that Bitcoin has won is this statement here. They said, in addition, the executive order establishes a US digital asset stockpile consisting of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal or civil proceedings. And they proceed by saying the government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings. This means that the government will not go ahead to buy more XRP. The government is not going to go ahead and buy it. Cardano is not going to go ahead and buy Solana. They are going to hold only these cryptocurrencies that they have right now, which was obtained through currencies, not just Bitcoin, but is not going to be actively buying or selling them like most of the traders would do. Instead, they only get more crypto when it's seized from criminal activities, forfeiture. This is how they're going to obtain those of cryptocurrencies, those other cryptocurrencies. The goal is to manage these assets responsibly without using taxpayer money. They won't also dump these assets in the market because they want to assure their value is being maintained. Now, for XRP, for Solana, for ADA to be added into the digital asset stockpile, they have to come from criminal activities, forfeiture. This is what it actually means. This means that they are not going to acquire more XRP, more ADA, or more Solana. This point is straightforward. No more cryptocurrencies will be acquired using taxpayer money. Even Bitcoin itself won't be acquired using taxpayer money. But I believe there are more and more strategies that are going to be initiated in order to acquire more Bitcoin, because you can see that David Sachs encourages the Treasury and Commerce to develop budget neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin. But when you look at the statement from the digital asset stockpile, they are saying that they will not acquire more digital assets except through forfeiture proceedings. So this is actually massive for Bitcoin. This is actually massive for crypto. I was so frustrated and I was so worried because if crypto coins like XRP, Solana, and ADA get a spot or get a seat in the crypto strategic reserve and you have them mixed with good cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, it was not going to actually work. And I believe the people who have made this strategic reserve used a very good common sense. Now let me know in the comment section what do you think about this Bitcoin strategic reserve and what do you think is going to happen with Kaspa, because in my perspective, I believe the Bitcoin strategic reserve has provided a standard for what it takes to become a better cryptocurrency. Now what you can see is Bitcoin is considered separate from other crypto coins. Now this is providing a good environment for Kaspa, because if Bitcoin is the standard, Then you have Kaspa that uses the same principles of Bitcoin, proof of work, decentralized, no pre-mines, fair launched, in creating a better version of Bitcoin. Kaspa is a better version of Bitcoin. Now, if the governments, be it the US, be it China, be it Europe, every country is going to adopt to a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And what they're going to also look at is also Kaspa, because Kaspa is an upgraded version of Bitcoin. Now, people who are going to look at Bitcoin will never ignore Kaspa. Let's work and let's get Kaspa to let's complete all of the things that need to be done with Kaspa, 10 blocks per second, smart contracts, and we are going to see a huge flow of adoption into Kaspa. People are going to leave these chains. People are going to leave Ethereum. They're going to leave Solana. They're going to leave all of other chains and come and build into Kaspa. This is actually good for Bitcoin. This is actually good for Kaspa. And whoever wants or whoever loves Kaspa or loves Bitcoin should be proud, because a proof of work protocol has been provided as a standard. Now, the US Strategic Reserve has provided Bitcoin as a standard, and all of the cryptocurrencies now have to follow that standard. Kaspa is one of the cryptocurrencies that scales it and provides even more value to the Bitcoin standard. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit the like and don't forget to subscribe if you really enjoyed the video, and see you in another video.